There comes a moment in life when you look around and feel like you're falling behind. You see others moving ahead, reaching milestones, achieving dreams, and you begin to question your own journey. You wonder why things aren't happening for you yet, why your path feels slower, heavier, uncertain. In those quiet moments of doubt, it's easy to believe that something is wrong, that you've missed your chance, that life has forgotten about you. But what if the delay is not your defeat? What if the waiting is not punishment, but preparation? Life doesn't move according to your pressure or anyone else's timeline. It unfolds in its own rhythm, shaping you, strengthening you, teaching you what you need to know before you step into what is meant for you. Every setback, every pause, every closed door is not there to stop you, but to redirect you, to build you into someone ready for what's coming next. Trusting the timing of your life means believing that where you are right now is not a mistake. It means understanding that growth is happening even when nothing seems to be moving. It means having the courage to keep going, even when you can't yet see the bigger picture. Because one day you will look back and realize that every delay had a purpose, every struggle had a lesson, and everything came together exactly when it was supposed to. There are moments when you sit in silence and feel like life has passed you by, like the train already left the station, and you are still standing there holding a ticket that nobody is coming back to collect, and that feeling can weigh heavy on your chest, because everywhere you look, you see people moving, achieving, celebrating, while you are still waiting for your turn, still pushing through doors that refuse to open, still praying for something that seems delayed beyond reason. But here is what you need to understand deep in your bones. What feels late is not always late. It only feels that way because you are measuring your life against clocks that were never designed for your journey. You are comparing your path to timelines that do not carry your purpose, and that comparison will rob you of peace if you let it. Because your life was never meant to be a copy of someone else's highlight reel. You have to start seeing delay differently. Not as denial, not as failure, but as preparation happening behind the scenes. Because the truth is, some blessings require a stronger version of you, a wiser version of you, a more disciplined and focused version of you. And if those blessings came too early, they would break you. Instead of build you, they would overwhelm you. Instead of elevate you. Life is not just about getting somewhere fast. It is about becoming someone worthy of where you are going. And that kind of transformation does not happen overnight. It happens in the waiting, in the quiet seasons, in the moments where nobody is clapping for you, where nobody even sees the work you are putting in. And that is where character is forged. That is where resilience is built. That is where you learn how to stand when everything around you feels uncertain. You think you are being held back, but in reality you are being held together, shaped carefully, piece by piece, so that when your moment finally arrives, you do not crumble under the weight of it. Because success without preparation is a dangerous thing. It can destroy just as quickly as it appears, and life knows that, even when you do not. There is a reason why some doors stay closed, not because you are not capable, but because you are not ready yet. And that is not an insult to your ability. It is protection for your future. Because timing is everything, and the same opportunity that fails you today could transform your life tomorrow if you meet it as a different version of yourself. You have to trust that something bigger is at work, even when you cannot see it, even when the path looks unclear and the progress feels slow, because growth does not always show itself in visible results. Sometimes, it shows itself in your mindset, in your patience, in your ability to keep going when everything in you wants to quit. And those changes matter more than any external achievement. Stop rushing your story. Stop trying to force chapters that are not ready to be written yet. Because every chapter has its purpose. Every season has its lesson. And skipping ahead might cost you the wisdom you need later on. You cannot build something strong on a weak foundation. And that foundation takes time. It takes effort. It takes moments of doubt and perseverance that shape you into someone unshakable. Look back at your life for a second and think about the things that did not work out when you wanted them to. The opportunities that slipped through your hands, the plans that fell apart. At the time, it felt like loss, like failure, like a step backward. But if you are honest, you can see how those moments redirected you, how they taught you something, how they saved you from paths that were not meant for you. And that is the power of timing. It does not always make sense in the moment, but it reveals its purpose over time. You are not behind. You are on your path, moving at the pace that is necessary for your growth. And that pace might feel slow. It might test your patience. It might push you to your limits, but it is shaping you into someone who will not just achieve success, but sustain it. Someone who will not just reach the top, but stay there with strength and wisdom. There is strength in waiting. There is power in patience, and there is greatness being built in the moments where nothing seems to be happening, because something is always happening. Even in the stillness, even in the silence, even in the delay. And the sooner you understand that, the sooner you will stop fighting your timing and start trusting it. You have to hold your vision with confidence, even when the world gives you reasons to doubt it, even when people question your progress. Even when your own mind tries to convince you that you are too late. Because you are not late. You are being prepared. You are being positioned. You are being aligned with something that requires you to arrive at the right moment, not the rushed moment when your time comes. And it will come. It will make sense why things did not happen earlier. It will become clear why you had to go through what you went through, why you had to wait, why you had to grow. In ways that felt uncomfortable, because you will step into that moment, not as the person you were when you first wanted it, but as the person you needed to become to handle it. So stand tall in your journey, even when it feels slow, even when it feels uncertain, because what feels late right now is being aligned perfectly for your life. And when it arrives, it will not feel late at all. It will feel right. It will feel earned. It will feel like everything you went through was leading you exactly to that point. Right on time, you reach a point in life where you start asking hard questions, wondering why things keep getting pushed back, why doors stay closed just a little longer than you expected, why the answer you've been waiting for seems to echo in silence. And it's in those moments that doubt tries to creep in, telling you that maybe it's not meant for you, maybe you've been overlooked, maybe your chance has already passed. But that voice doesn't know the full story, because what you call delay is not always denial. It's preparation happening in a place you cannot yet see. It's life working on you while you're busy watching the clock. It's the process of shaping you into someone who can carry what you're asking for without breaking under its weight. You see, everybody wants the reward, but not everybody is ready for the responsibility that comes with it. And life has a way of testing that readiness, stretching you, refining you, putting you through moments that feel uncomfortable, even unfair, just to make sure that when the opportunity finally arrives, you don't fumble it, you don't waste it, you don't lose it because you weren't fully prepared. There's a difference between wanting something and being ready for it, and that difference is built in the waiting, in the days when nothing seems to change, in the nights where you question everything, in the small choices you make when nobody is watching. Those are the moments where preparation is happening, quietly, consistently. Without applause, you might feel like you're stuck, like you're standing still while the world moves forward, but you're not stuck. You're being developed, piece by piece, layer by layer. Your mindset is being sharpened, your patience is being strengthened, your discipline is being tested, and all of that matters more than the speed of your progress. Because if you got everything you wanted the moment you asked for it, you wouldn't grow, you wouldn't evolve. You wouldn't learn how to handle pressure, how to stay grounded, how to keep going when things get tough. And without those lessons, success would become a burden instead of a blessing. Look at it this way. A builder doesn't rush the foundation of a structure that's meant to stand tall, because the higher the building, the deeper the foundation has to be. And right now your life is digging deep, even if it feels like you're going downward instead of upward. That depth is necessary for the heights you're meant to reach. You have to trust that every delay is adding something to you, even if you can't measure it yet. Maybe it's teaching you resilience. Maybe it's teaching you humility. Maybe it's showing you what truly matters and what doesn't. And those lessons are shaping your character, and your character will determine how far you go and how long you stay there. It's easy to get frustrated when things don't happen on your timeline, when you feel ready but life says wait, when you feel capable but the opportunity doesn't show up. But patience is not punishment. Patience is power. It's the ability to stay focused without immediate results. It's the strength to keep believing when there's no evidence in front of you. You're not being ignored. You're being equipped. You're not being rejected. You're being redirected. Because sometimes the path you're pushing for is not the one that will truly fulfill you. And those delays are guiding you towards something better, something more aligned with who you are and who you are becoming. Think about the times in your life where something didn't work out, where you felt disappointed, maybe even defeated. And then later, you realized that it saved you, that it protected you, that it led you to something greater. That's what preparation looks like. It doesn't always feel good in the moment, but it serves a purpose that becomes clear with time. There's a strength that is built in the waiting that cannot be built any other way. A kind of confidence that comes from knowing you didn't just get here overnight. You earned it through patience, through persistence, through staying the course when it would have been easier to quit. And when your moment finally arrives, when the door opens, when the opportunity shows up, you won't just step into it as the person who wanted it, you'll step into it as the person who is ready for it. Someone who understands its value, someone who can handle its challenges, someone who won't let it slip away. So stop looking at delays as setbacks. Stop seeing them as signs that you're not good enough, because they're not working against you. They're working for you, they're building you, strengthening you, preparing you for something that requires more from you than you currently realize. Keep showing up, keep putting in the work, keep believing in your path, even when it feels slow. Because progress is not always visible, growth is not always obvious, but it's always happening when you refuse to give up. Your time is coming not by accident, not by luck, but by design. And when it does, you'll understand why it had to take this long, why the delays were necessary, why the preparation mattered. Because you'll be standing there not just with an opportunity in your hands, but with the strength, the wisdom, and the readiness to turn it into something lasting. And that's when you realize the truth, that nothing was ever denied, it was just being prepared, and so were you. You spend so much time looking left and right that you forget to look forward, forget to look within, measuring your progress against people who were never meant to walk your path. And that comparison starts to poison your mindset. It makes you feel like you're behind, like you're late, like you're missing something that everybody else seems to have figured out. But let me tell you something real, something you need to carry with you every single day. Your journey is not supposed to look like theirs. It's not supposed to move like theirs. It's not supposed to unfold on the same schedule. Because what you're building, what you're becoming, what you are meant to step into requires a different process, a different pace, a different set of lessons that only your path can teach you. You don't know what's so. One had to sacrifice to get where they are. You don't know the struggles they faced, the doors that closed on them, the nights they questioned everything. And at the same time, they don't know your story either. They don't know the weight you carry, the battles you fight silently, the strength it takes for you just to keep going. So how can you compare two journeys that were never meant to be the same? Comparison is a thief. It steals your joy, it steals your confidence, it blinds you to your own progress. Because instead of celebrating how far you've come, you're focused on how far someone else appears to be ahead. And that mindset will keep you stuck even if you're moving forward. You have to understand that life is not a race. There is no universal clock that decides when you're supposed to succeed, no fixed timeline that defines your worth. And the moment you free yourself from that illusion, the moment you stop chasing someone else's pace, that's when you start to move with clarity, with purpose, with real confidence, because your timing is connected to your preparation. And your preparation is unique to you. Maybe you need more time to grow, more time to learn, more time to build the kind of mindset that won't break under pressure. And there is nothing wrong with that. In fact, that's what's going to set you apart in the long run. You're not late. You're being shaped. You're being refined. You're being built into someone who can handle not just success, but the responsibility that comes with it. And that kind of development doesn't happen overnight. It takes time, it takes patience, it takes moments where you feel like nothing is happening, even though everything is changing inside you. Stop letting other people's timelines make you question your own value. Because success is not about how fast you get there, it's about who you become along the way. And if you rue, Shadj, That process just to keep up with someone else. You might arrive at a destination you're not ready to handle. There's power in staying in your lane and focusing on your own growth and trusting that your journey is unfolding exactly as it needs to. Even when it doesn't match what you see around you, because what's meant for you will come to you in the right time. Not the rush time, not the pressured time, but the prepared time. Look at your life, really look at it, and recognize the progress you've made, the obstacles you've overcome, the strength you've built through challenges that nobody else fully understands. That's your story, that's your journey, and it deserves respect, it deserves patience, it deserves belief. You don't plant a seed and dig it up every day to check if it's growing. You trust the process, you water it, you give it time, and eventually it breaks through the surface, strong and ready, and your life works the same way. Growth is happening even when you can't see it. Progress is being made even when it feels slow. And one day, you're going to reach a point where everything starts to come together, where the lessons make sense, where the delays reveal their purpose, where the timing feels right. And in that moment, you'll realize that you were never behind. You were right where you needed to be all along. So stop comparing, stop doubting, stop rushing your path just because someone else is moving faster. Because faster doesn't always mean better, and early doesn't always mean lasting. What matters is building something real, something strong, something that will stand the test of time. Walk your path with confidence, even if it's slower than others, even if it looks different, even if people don't understand it. Because this is your journey, your purpose, your timing, and nobody else gets to define that for you. Stay focused, stay patient, stay committed to your growth. Because everything you're going through right now is shaping you for something greater. Something that requires you to be exactly who you are becoming, not who someone else already is. And when your moment comes, and it will come, you won't need to compare yourself to anyone. You won't need validation from the outside, because you'll know deep within that you earned your place, you walked your path, you trusted your timing, and you became exactly who you were meant to be, right on time. There comes a point where you get tired of waiting, tired of putting in effort without seeing results, tired of believing that something is coming when all you can see is delay. And in those moments, patience feels like a burden, like something holding you back instead of moving you forward, like a test you never signed up for, but somehow keep facing over and over again. But patience is not there to punish you. It is there to prepare you. Because the truth is, strength is not built in comfort. It is built in the waiting and the uncertainty, in the moments where you have every reason to give up, but you choose to stay committed anyway. That is where real power is formed, not in quick wins, not in easy victories, but in endurance. Anyone can feel confident when things are going their way, when doors are opening, when progress is visible. But it takes a different level of strength to stay grounded when nothing seems to be changing. When your efforts feel unnoticed, when your dreams feel distant, and that kind of strength is exactly what patience is building inside you. You don't always see it happening. You don't always feel the growth. But every time you choose discipline over distraction, every time you choose faith over doubt, every time you keep showing up when it would be easier to quit, you are becoming stronger, more focused, more resilient, and that transforms. Patience matters more than any immediate success, because what you are asking for in life is not small. It requires a version of you that can handle pressure, setbacks, responsibility, and expectations. And if you were given everything right now without that inner strength, it would overwhelm you, it'd break you, it would turn something meant to elevate you into something that holds you down. Patience stretches you. It forces you to grow beyond your current limits. It teaches you how to manage your emotions, how to stay calm in uncertainty, how to keep your vision alive even when there is no evidence in front of you. And those lessons are not optional. They are necessary for the life you are trying to build. Think about it like this. A muscle doesn't grow without resistance. It doesn't become stronger without being pushed, and your character works the same way. Every delay, every obstacle, every moment of waiting is resistance shaping you into someone who can carry more, someone who can endure more, someone who can endure more, someone who doesn't break under pressure. There is a discipline that patience teaches, a quiet focus that keeps you moving even when there is no reward in sight. And that discipline becomes your foundation. It becomes the thing that holds you steady when success finally comes. Because success is not just about reaching a point, it is about sustaining. It is about staying there with strength and consistency. You have to stop looking at patience as something passive, because it is not just sitting still and waiting. It is active. It is working on yourself. It is growing in silence. It is building habits, sharpening your mindset, strengthening your character, while the world sees nothing happening, and that invisible work is what will make the difference later. There will be days where you question everything, where you wonder if it is worth it, where you feel like you are giving more than you are receiving, and those are the days that matter the most, because those are the moments where your strength is being tested, where your commitment is being proven, where you decide whether you are going to stay the course or walk away. And every time you choose to stay, every time you choose to keep going, you are reinforcing something inside you that cannot be shaken, something that will carry you through future challenges, because life does not get easier when you succeed. The challenges just change, the pressure just increases, and without that foundation of patience, it becomes easy to fall apart. Patience gives you perspective. It helps you understand that not everything needs to happen right now, that some things are worth waiting for, worth working for, worth growing into, and that mindset protects you from making rush decisions, from chasing quick results that don't last, from settling for less than what you are truly capable of achieving. You are being prepared for moments you cannot yet see, for responsibilities you have not yet experienced, for opportunities that will demand more from you than you currently realize. And patience is making sure you are ready, making sure you have the strength to not just reach those moments but to thrive in them. One day you will look back at this season of waiting, this season of uncertainty, and you will realize that it was necessary, that it built something inside you that nothing else could have. A level of resilience, discipline, and inner strength that cannot be taught overnight, that cannot be given, only earned. So when you feel like giving up because it is taking too long, remind yourself that you are not just waiting, you are becoming. You are being shaped into someone who can handle what is coming next. Someone who will not fold under pressure. Someone who will not lose themselves when DGs finally start to work out. Stay patient, stay focused, stay committed to your growth, because the strength you are building right now is not just for this moment. It is for everything that lies ahead, and when the time comes, when the doors open, when the opportunities arrive, you will step into them not as the person who started this journey, but as someone stronger, wiser, and ready for whatever comes next. There are moments in life when nothing makes sense, when the path ahead looks blurred, when the effort you are putting in doesn't seem to match the results you are getting, and that confusion can shake you. It can make you question everything, your decisions, your direction, even your worth, because the human mind wants clarity. It wants certainty. It wants to know that every step is leading somewhere meaningful. But life doesn't always work that way. It doesn't hand you the full picture up front. It gives you pieces, fragments, moments that feel disconnected, and it asks you to move forward anyway. To keep walking even when you can't see the destination. To keep believing even when the evidence is missing. And that is where trust becomes your greatest strength. You have to understand that not knowing is part of the process. Not understanding is part of the growth. Because if everything was clear from the beginning, there would be no need for faith, no need for resilience, no need for you to stretch beyond your comfort zone. And it is in that stretching that you discover who you really are. The process is not just about getting from one point to another. It is about transforming you along the way. It is about shaping your mindset, strengthening your discipline, refining your character. And those changes don't always come with clear explanations. They come through experience, through challenges, through moments that force you to grow even when you don't fully understand why there will be times when you feel like you are doing everything right and still not seeing progress, times when doors close without explanation, when opportunities slip away just when you thought you were close. And in those moments, it is easy to lose trust, easy to believe that the process is broken, that something has gone wrong. But what if nothing is wrong? What if things are unfolding exactly as they need to? What if the delays, the setbacks, the confusion are all part of something bigger that you cannot yet see? Because your perspective is limited to the present moment. But the process is working with a much larger view, aligning things, positioning you, preparing you for what is ahead. You don't always understand why certain people leave your life, why certain plans fall apart, why certain opportunities don't work out. But later on, when time has passed and clarity comes, you begin to see the connections. You begin to see the connections. You begin to realize that those moments were not random. They were necessary. They were guiding you towards something better, something more aligned with who you are, meant to become. Trusting the process means letting go of the need to control every outcome. It means accepting that you don't have all the answers right now, and being okay with that. It means continuing to move forward with confidence, even when your mind is filled with questions. Because deep down, you know that stopping will not bring you clarity. Only movement will. There is a strength in surrender. Not giving up, but letting go of the constant need to understand everything. Because that need can become a burden. It can keep you stuck, overthinking, doubting, hesitating, when what you really need to do is take the next step, even if it's small, even if it's uncertain. The process is teaching you patience. It is teaching you how to stay grounded when things feel unstable, how to key your focus when distractions and doubts try to pull you away, how to trust yourself even when the path is unclear. And those lessons are building a foundation that will support you when things start to fall into place. Because one day, they will. One day the pieces will come together. The confusion will turn into clarity. The struggle will turn into strength. And you will look back at this time in your life and realize that even though you didn't understand it then, everything was working in your favor. You were being guided. You were being prepared. You were being shaped into someone capable of handling the life you were stepping into. And if you had understood everything too soon, you might have rushed the process. You might have skipped the growth. You might have arrived unprepared. There is wisdom in the unknown. There is growth in uncertainty. And there is power in trusting that even when you cannot see the full picture, the process is still moving you forward, still building something inside you that will matter later on. You have to keep showing up. Keep putting in the effort. Keep believing in your journey even when it doesn't make sense, because meaning is not always found in the moment. Sometimes it reveals itself over time, through experience, through reflection, through growth. And when that moment comes, when everything starts to align, when the path becomes clear, you won't just feel relief, you will feel gratitude. Gratitude for the struggles that strengthened you, for the delays that prepared you, for the uncertainty that forced you to grow. So don't lose faith just because you don't understand. Don't stop moving just because the path is unclear, because the process is bigger than your current perspective. It is working in ways you cannot yet see, and your job is not to figure it all out right now. Your job is to trust, to keep going, to stay committed, to becoming the person you are meant to be. Keep walking, keep believing, keep trusting. Because even in the confusion, even in the uncertainty, even in the moments where nothing makes sense, the process is still working. And it is leading you exactly where you need to be, right on time. And when it all finally comes together, when the confusion clears and the path makes sense, you will realize something powerful. Nothing you went through was wasted. Not the delays, not the struggles, not the moments you felt lost and uncertain. Every step had a purpose. Every experience was shaping you into someone stronger, wiser, and more prepared for what was ahead. You will see that the process was never working against you. It was working for you, building you in ways you could not see at the time, protecting you from what wasn't meant for you, and guiding you toward what truly belongs in your life. So don't let doubt take control when things feel unclear. Don't let fear convince you to stop when the road gets hard, because growth doesn't always feel comfortable. And progress doesn't always look obvious, but it is happening every single day you choose to keep going. Hold your vision, stay grounded in your purpose, and trust that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. Because one day you will stand in a place where it all makes sense, and you will be grateful. You didn't give up when you didn't understand the journey.